A Salesmanship Essay Guide 1. Chapter 1. Sales Essays 1-9. Sales Essay 1. Put yourself in the client's shoes. Talk to him at his level. Salesmanship is developing a rapport with the customer even if it is phony. You have to be able to read someone, then talk to them on their level. Talk like a hippie to a hippie, like a Christian to a Christian, and like a farmer to a farmer. The greatest way to become a sales champion is to get a job in sales, preferably retail sales where you're guaranteed a paycheck and not dependent on a commission. Then practice ceaselessly by meeting your prospective customers and trying to develop a connection with them right away. Don't be aggressive. Be helpful, proud of what you do and what you sell. Have fun with it because you believe in the product. Look around for new markets to sell to or new ways to sell your product. Sales is life. Everybody sells themselves one way or another. Appeal to people's needs, vanity, and their desire to be amused. Be a chameleon. Cater every pitch to the person. Swallow your pride. A good salesperson will do anything, even act humble to make the sale. Be good to your workers and customers and they'll be good to you. Strive to serve others. When you know you're doing the right thing, it will give you solace when you're faced with all those rejections. Don't take rejection personally. It just means they don't want the product, not that they don't like you. You have to believe in what you're doing and keep going. Sales is both the toughest and most lucrative profession in the world. I know of experienced salesmen who still get down when they lose sales, but unlike juniors, their breakdown lasts half a day or so. They have such thick scar tissue that they quickly forget about it and just keep going. Once you make sales, don't exploit your customers. Be helpful and loyal. The stereotype for the businessman is bland, arrogant, selfish, slobby, phony, and status conscious. Change it by trying to see it from the customer's point of view. Develop a relationship with him. There are two types of business books out there: the one-dimensional, go get 'em, psychobabble hype to psyche you up, and the more technical, nuts and bolts kind that tell you exactly what you have to do to run a business. When I started on my quest to write the best business book ever written on the planet, I came across a lot of those one-dimensional type business books, which includes most of the biographies CEOs and other business types write. And after my indoctrination into the field through scanning a lot of these books, it seemed like they were all clones of the original Ogmondigo book about how to be a great salesman, which comes right out of the Golden Rule from biblical/Ten Commandments fame. Jesus was a salesman of hearts, a fisher of men. Follow his lead to sell your products. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto your customer as you would want to be treated as a customer. As a servant of God, your purpose is to help others in order to glorify Him. As a servant of capitalism, your purpose is to serve your customer so that he keeps coming back, giving you money in order for you to get rich to enable you to do what you want with your life. Just about every psychobabble sales book I've read without nuts and bolts info about how to run a business in it could be summarized into this one main point. Ogmondigo tries to be pure by saying it's all about service to humanity as a pure virtue done with no ulterior motives except with a true heart to serve, but I disagree. Many smart businessmen I've ever met were as phony as a $3 bill. Their bottom line was money, even though they were wise enough to act like they really cared about their customers. On the other hand, there have been a few benevolent business owners throughout history who have done well by doing good, but selfishness with a good public relations front is good enough. Sales Essay 2. Anybody who knows anything about the world of business knows that you get what you want by helping others get what they want. Help people live better lives somehow, be friendly and good-natured so that they give you money and accolades, consider you a good old boy, and tell you how successful, cool, great and fascinating you are. That's the secret of a great business person. Ogmondigo wrote his inspiring sales book about 50 years ago called The Greatest Salesman in the World, about Jesus as the salesman of men's hearts. It has stood the test of time as a book for the budding salesmen of the world to learn that it's all about helping people get what they want, but that's not enough. This is the new age of information. You need hard, Cold facts about everything from press releases to wholesalers to the final gem of all, the internet. You need to constantly learn about business in order to excel. Go to hashtag 658.85 or HF5440 at the library. Books about entrepreneurship are at hashtag 338.022. If you strive to be on good terms with others above all else, the business success will come to you. Treat your customer like a king. Give them a freebie or a bonus with their order. Sales success comes through offering something that helps people in some way and presenting it in an energetic, enthusiastic, emotional manner like you really believe in it, but don't go overboard. Keep a level, balanced demeanor. The golden rule to the art of selling is not selling but helping people. Respect small orders. People test out new companies they deal with. They give you a small order and based on how you handle it, they either give you more business or move on to check out the next company. Be a good person who lives in moderation so that people can see that you take care of yourself and carry yourself with dignity. This inspires confidence and likability. People like people who care about life. Be a nice person, don't be a slickster. Everyone except for the blatantly naive can spot a slickster a mile away and they won't buy from you unless you're giving them a slam dunk deal with upfront merchandise. Don't hang out at the coffee shop and don't go to the corner bar for an afternoon drink. It will make you sluggish and show in your work. Sales is professional. People want the job done and they want service. Make all your paperwork professional. If you advertise open at 10 o'clock, be there. No ifs and slash or buts. If a customer calls, get back to them promptly. Spend a little extra on your business cards. Make them simple, big, bold lettering, easy to read and professional looking. Don't put too much stuff on them. Have fun in your work so that it shows. Whenever you meet someone, no matter how geeky or jerky the person is, think in your mind, I love this person, I will listen to this person, I will help this person. Befriend them, use some light-hearted humor, give them a break on price or a little extra, give their kids candy and you will have repeat customers who will tell all their friends. The second golden rule is that you gotta sell what people want and need for a good price. Imitation of what already works is fine, but if you wanna hit a grand slam dunk, you gotta be an original and create something unique that people want and need. It's that simple, one little, new, novel concept and you could be filthy rich in no time provided you get a patent or keep it a trade secret. Location, location, location is the third golden rule. You have to either have a good location for your shop/stand or go where the people are. You gotta find your target market and make contact in some way. It could be anywhere from a gas station parking lot to teaching a class at a college or to a church group to get customers. Life is just time with a limited number of days. Right now, you've got ample time but you're wasting it away with pop culture trivial pursuits. Get off it, get real, the time is now to claim your life and achieve your God-given purpose. When you waste time, you're wasting your life. Be fruitful, don't be idle. When you're on your deathbed and wish you had more time, you will regret all the life you let pass you by when you were young, like right now. Young to me is right now, you're younger than you will ever be again. Live the day to the fullest as if it was the last day of your life. No matter what, continue dreaming. Know that you're a champion inside and that you will get there. Wealth is good to provide for the family and to bring happiness and joy to yourself and others. Beyond that, it's useless. Money can set you free to do what you want, but to pursue it as an end in itself will never bring you true happiness. When you strive to love and be loved, for peace of mind and serenity and to do something to make the world a better place to live, you can't lose. When you can help people and make money at the same time, you're living the true blue God-given American dream. Things are always changing. What works today may not work tomorrow. You gotta keep up with the technology and the latest trends. Go with the times. Get rid of bad habits and replace them with disciplined good habits. Try hard at work and at home but keep them separate. Do not go overboard with your work to the extent that you neglect your wife, which should be your anchor and your home life, your sanctuary. Think confidence and youthful exuberance. Don't get discouraged, don't give up. Know your business, know your stuff. To excel in any selling situation, you must have confidence, and confidence comes, first and foremost, from knowledge. You have to know and understand yourself and your goals. You have to recognize and accept your weaknesses as well as your special talents. This requires a kind of personal honesty that not everyone is capable of exercising. You must have insight into people. You must act caring, forgiving, and laudatory with others. You must accept other people as they are, not as you would like for them to be. Some people prefer to be aggressive. I prefer to offer such a good deal that they'd be a fool to pass it up. I make what I'm selling the best deal around for that particular product line. I don't care about making a killing on each sale. In a country of 300 million people, a planet of 6 billion, it's volume that counts. One of the most common faults of salespeople is impatience when the prospective customer is slow to understand or make a decision. The successful salesperson handles these situations the same as he would if he were asking a girl for a date or even applying for a new job. You have to seduce people. Most people know when they're getting the hard sell, and if they buy in a moment of stupidity, they will reflect over it later and despise you for life. The wise salesman gives his customer a deal, makes him feel special so that the customer comes back time and time again and tells his friends about you. Be nice to people. Give their kids something for free like candy or a cheap toy. They will love you for it. Sell something worthwhile that you believe in. Learning your product, making a clear presentation to qualified prospects, and closing more sales will take a lot less time once you know your own capabilities and failings and understand that you should care about the prospects you are calling upon. Salesmanship is the law of numbers. If you make your presentation to enough people, you will find a buyer. The problem with most people seems to be in making contact, getting their sales presentation seen by, read by, or heard by enough people. Getting up out of bed in the morning, doing what has to be done in order to sell more units of your product, keeping records, updating your materials, planning the direction of further sales efforts, and all the while increasing your own knowledge. All this requires a great deal of personal motivation, discipline, and energy, but then the rewards can be beyond your wildest dreams because the selling profession is the highest paid occupation in the world. Selling is a challenge. It demands the utmost of your creativity and innovative thinking. The more success you want and the more dedicated you are to achieving your goals, the more you will sell. Hundreds of people the world over become millionaires all the time through selling. Many of them were flat broke and unable to find a regular job when they began their selling careers. Yet they did it. It's the surest way to all the wealth you could ever want. You get paid according to your efforts, skill, and knowledge of people. If you're ready to become rich, then think seriously about selling a product or service that's exclusively yours, something that you pull out of your brain, something that you write, manufacture, or produce for the benefit of other people. But failing this, the want ads are full of opportunities for ambitious salespeople. You can start there, study, learn from experience, and watch for the chance that will allow you to move ahead by leaps and bounds. Read the book 10 Things I Learned from Bill Porter by Shelley Brady about the door-to-door salesman with cerebral palsy. As Bill says, never doubt that your life is important. And you can change the world, one door at a time. There is a movie out called Door to Door. Sales Essay 3. When it's time to close the sale, ask your prospect, what can I do to make this work for you? Every customer is an individual. Tailor your sales pitch to the individual you're dealing with. Be personable. Ask for the order. Your primary goal is always to close. When you hire salespeople, you have two major choices. 1. Do you hire an employee who you pay a salary to plus commissions, or do you hire a rep who gets no salary, is an independent contractor, and works solely on commission? A distributor is not a sales rep for you. He buys from you at wholesale prices, then sells the stuff on his own in his own retail shop or whatever way he chooses to. 2. Should you offer a bonus, which is something like if the sales guy or gal sells more than $100,000 worth of inventory per month, he or she gets a plus 3% commission for every dollar over $100,000, which is added onto the percentage commission they're already getting. Don't stand or sit alongside your prospect. Instead, face him while you're pointing out the important advantages of your product. This will enable you to watch his facial expressions and determine whether and when you should go for the close. In handling sales literature, hold it by the top of the page, at the proper angle so that your prospect can read it as you're highlighting the important points. When you get no feedback to your sales presentation, you must dramatize your presentation to get him involved. Stop and ask questions such as, "Now, don't you agree that this product can help you or would be of benefit to you?" After you've asked a question such as this, stop talking and wait for the prospect to answer. It's a proven fact that following such a question, the one who talks first will lose, so don't say anything until after the prospect has given you some kind of answer. Wait him out. Prospects who are themselves salespeople and prospects who imagine they know a lot about selling sometimes present difficult selling obstacles, especially for the novice. Simply give your sales presentation and instead of trying for a close, toss out a challenge such as, "I don't know, Mr. Prospect, after watching your reactions to what I've been showing and telling you about my product, I'm very doubtful as to how this product can truthfully be of benefit to you." Then wait a few seconds, just looking at him and waiting for him to say something, then start packing up your sales materials as if you are about to leave. In almost every instance, Tough Nut will quickly ask you, why? These people are generally so filled with their own importance, that they just have to prove you wrong. When they start on this tangent, they will sell themselves. The more skeptical you are relative to their ability to make your product work to their benefit, the more they will demand that you sell it to them. If you find that this prospect will not rise to your challenge, then go ahead with the packing of your sales materials and leave quickly. Some people are so convinced of their own importance that it is a poor use of your valuable time to attempt to convince them. Time is money. After the introductory call on your prospect, you should be selling products and collecting money. Any callbacks should be only for reorders or to sell him related products from your line. In other words, you can waste an introductory call on a prospect to qualify him, but you're going to be wasting money if you continue calling on him to sell him the first unit of your product. When faced with a reply such as, "Your product looks pretty good but I will have to give it some thought," you should quickly jump in and ask him what it is that he doesn't understand, or what specifically about your product does he feel he needs to give more thought. Let him explain, and that's when you go back into your sales presentation and make everything crystal clear for him. If he still balks, don't come on too strong, that's a turn off. Just give him your business card and move on. You must spend as much time as possible calling on new prospects, therefore, your first call should be a selling call with follow-up calls by mail, fax, email, or telephone once every month or so in person to sign him for reorders and other items from your product line. It's all right to be friendly and sociable, but not to the point where it interferes with your work. Plenty of people in the marketplace will talk your ear off if they see you like to chew the fat like them, but unless they're a big contract, you got bigger fish to fry. Talk is cheap. Sales are where it's at if you're a salesperson. Review your sales presentation, your sales materials, and your prospecting efforts. Make sure you have a door opener that arouses interest and forces a purchase the first time around. This can be a $5 interest stimulator so that you can show him your full line, or a special marked down price on an item that everybody wants, but the important thing is to get the prospect on your buy list and then follow up via mail or telephone with related but more profitable products you have to offer. The best products to sell are things that people have to replace all the time, like food, newspapers, magazines, disposable razors, cosmetics, fuel, cleaning products, toilet paper, clothes, pencils, tape, lighters, etc. Why do you think those scam diet programs want you to buy their so-called special food? Remember, you came into this world with nothing and you can't take it with you when you leave, so keep it all in the proper perspective. The greatest thing you can do in life is to touch other people. Do it by selling things that will help them and make their lives better, then you will believe in your product. If you need a lift, check out the hashtag 153-158 section at the library for books on mind power. Sales Essay 4. The best salespeople understand that, in order to make a sale, they have to first understand what the prospect wants or needs. Ask them. Most of the time they'll tell you. The biggest mistake inexperienced salespeople make is that they spend time on people who don't really have the means or the need to buy their products but stick with the salesman's pitch, maybe because he's giving them free coffee, making them feel important temporarily, or maybe they're lonely and the salesman is filling in the void by providing human contact for that moment in time. The message is clear. If you want to sell new sports skis, don't hang out in the ghetto. Go to the ritzy part of town where young people getting their first taste of success want to show off new cars, the look at me, I have arrived syndrome. Define your market, the people who have an interest and the money to buy what you're selling, then pitch to them, but don't go overboard. Be cool. People know when you're using the hard sell on them as a piece of meat. They want you to be personable, low-key, helpful, and not too assertive. Most sales by salespeople are made to businesses as opposed to the general public. With consumers in general, they know what they want and go get it. With businesses, you have to show them the latest gadgets and things in their field. Everybody is selling one thing or another, usually themselves. Get people's attention. Keep their interest. Tell them how useful and great the product is. Make them feel as though they want and/or need it. Make a final pitch, then if they want it, sell it to them. If they don't harass. Move on. Know why people generally buy things. It's usually for vanity, health, comfort, to make work easier, to treat themselves, for a novelty, to get a thrill, to make money, to succeed in life, save money, save time, eliminate boring, tedious work, attract the opposite sex, get a cleaner house, be trendy, to get out of trouble like tax information, to live a more full, interesting life. Try to cater your sales efforts to match these motives to appeal to your customers as soon as you figure out what motivates them to buy things. Whatever you sell, package it well to appeal to the buyers. Show your quality by putting it in writing in a guarantee. Sell yourself first. Be a good talker. People respond to the look of the product, what you say about it, a physical demonstration of it, and their gut feeling, intuition about it. Try to appeal to all sectors of their consciousness. Your product has to be useful and unique enough for people to want it. You have to believe in it and want to sell it to help people live better lives. Attitude is everything. Make sales your life, your passion, a fun challenge that never ends. Preparation is everything. Know not only your product but who your customer is so you can cater to him. For big contracts, great salespeople research their clients. Learn the art of putting your customer at ease. The customer fears salespeople because you want some of his hard-earned money. Get rid of this fear by showing him you can help him. Smile sometimes. Shake hands. Keep it light but informative. Avoid controversy. Learn to speak in soft tones away from the hard sell to friendly helper. Use softer vocabulary. Instead of problem, use the words area of concern. Enlarge your vocabulary to soften your vibe but still talk like a common man to your clients. Learn new technology and use it. Don't linger too long after you've got him. Close the sale. There's a fine art of knowing when to hold back and when to close. You can't win them all. Regardless of the greatest sale or worst bust today, tomorrow, start off with humility again. You will have plenty of rejection. Use it to learn and develop both peace of mind and a sense of humor. Go by your successes, not your failures. Sales Essay 5. People buy you. Be friendly. Don't lie. The salesman's formula is as follows. Identify your target market. Make initial contact with them in a way that works. Befriend him or her to the best of your ability and size him up as to what potential they have to be your customer. Keep the ones that you believe have potential. Don't waste time on the others. Make your sales pitch/presentation. Let them talk to you about what they think about it. Listen, listen, listen. Find a balance between giving them space to think it over and striking while the iron is hot. Make the sale. Ask your customers who like your products if they know people they can refer to you. Offer an incentive like $20 for each name or 5% off the next order. Beyond functional things like food and gas, everything else about buying and shopping is emotion. How cool, sharp, new and snazzy is it? Although some men shop just for functionality's sake, all women, all children, all teenagers, and many domesticated men, the metro male, shop as a social hobby. They want to see other people and want to check out what's new. You have to be able to appeal to people at this level, something cool that they can waste their money on and feel good about for 10 minutes. I can summarize salesmanship down into one sentence: the golden rule: treat everyone as you want to be treated. Love every person and try to sincerely help them. Only then will you become a true master salesman. Even if you think they're rotten, smelly, low-down nerds, act as though you think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. People are so starved for attention and approval that even phony praise will get to them. Whenever you meet with a prospect, become who they are for the moment. If you meet a nerd, become a nerd. If you meet a cowpoke, become a cowpoke. If you meet a holy roller, say praise God and offer a prayer. Marketing has a lot to do with emotion, therefore the way you package a product is paramount to the consumer. Consumers don't like to buy products that remind them of their weaknesses, especially if they're in your face, obvious, or have negative names. For example, someone with a constipation problem doesn't want to see that word in big letters on the medication that he buys for it. He wants subtlety out of the deal, like a neutral name and the word constipation in wee little letters on the side. People buying bargain basement pants don't want to see that word bargain on the label. They prefer something more subtle like cost you less or comfy generics. In the same vein, people don't like nerdy or plain neutral names for things. It has a lot to do with the instant emotional feel the consumer gets for the product, and that comes down to packaging. How about the juicer, which was gathering dust in the homes of America until J.K., the athletic old dude, came along with his hype about micronutrients in the fibers and all that stuff, so the next thing you know, millions of consumers were shelling out big bucks for the stuff. Then 2 months later, they were all gathering dust again because it's a stupid, time and money wasting concept to make your own juice, but he packaged it right all the way down to that tacky sweatsuit. Packaging is everything. Don't be afraid to hype up your stuff with cheap sounding gimmicks. It works better than no gimmicks every time. Stretch the truth a little, but don't make blatant claims in order to stay on the legal side of the law. People like hot sounding names and will buy more if the product is good. Would you rather buy a bottle of Hunt's hot sauce or ass-kicking Cajun hot sauce if they were both the same price? It's very obvious which one jumps out and conveys a hot, bang them up image for the product. How about horse burgers or rabbit jerky? They lose because they convey negative images. If the horse burger was marketed as a thoroughbred, racehorse or Mustang burger with the words horse meat in little letters underneath, it might have a chance, but as horse burger, forget it, because it gives off this negative image of a poor horse. But as a Mustang burger, you feel it's cool, strong and virile. Trivial sounding maybe, but that's the way the generic consumer thinks. Beyond this, marketing is about filling a need that exists. People aren't stupid. Many can see through the hype to see what's real. They want a good quality product that does what it's supposed to do, and they want it for cheaper than your competition down the street charges. If you give customer X a good, cheap deal and you talk to him a bit, he will come back. It's simply all about cheap prices and service. that's it? If Joe Blow offers me something for $10 cheaper than my best friend, I will buy from him. I have no loyalties, neither does anyone else in the marketplace. Let the prospective customer talk all he wants without interrupting him. The more he talks, the more he likes you. Ask him questions showing you can relate and enabling him to talk more. Butter up his ego. Reassure him that your products will solve all his problems. After you've got him snagged on one product, say, by the way, we got these widgets that can save you even more time and money. Tell new customers you will send them new catalogs as they become available. Ask them for a referral to a friend. Look for addresses in the phone book. Don't call them up though. Send them a piece of direct mail sales literature with a number they can call you at. Send out direct sales letters. Don't just target individuals. Target the heads of schools, institutes, social organizations or companies that could use your product. If you're selling a retirement planning book, offer to do free seminars on the subject anywhere. Sales Essay 6. If you're into sales, get into it. If you can't, get out. Salesmen are trained to say things their bosses wouldn't dare put into print. Selling is an attitude. Think like a rookie all the time. The callous in your face hard sell is dead. Be like Jesus, nice and good. Sell something you believe in with all your heart and soul that can really help and/or inspire people in some way. Don't be a dummy and listen to all the crap I've seen out there about salesmanship as a religion, a way of life, to be pushy, push, push, push and not take no for an answer. People become customers for their reasons, not your reasons. A good salesperson puts them at ease, befriends them, helps them and lets them decide on their own without high-pressure tactics. In sales, you have to believe in yourself and in the products or services that you provide. Be as knowledgeable and expert as possible in your chosen field. If you have doubts, the insecurity will show. In business and in life, people size you up based on the unspoken vibe you give off. You must learn to appear confident. Don't take yourself too seriously when you're having a tough day. Life is an ongoing journey, so what you do every day is the only real gauge of success or failure. Be good, straightforward, honest, and direct. Sell people what they really need practically or want as a novelty and the product will sell itself. I repeat, don't get too wound up by all the hype out there about raw, go get 'em, sell, sell, sell. You will just alienate people. People are reasonable. They don't want a fast-talking storm coming at them wearing a striped polyester suit. They want a good product for a good price, in essence, a good deal. So don't set yourself up for the fall by reading a salesmanship book then going around arrogantly with vim and vinegar for 3 days only to find that people have had their fill of that type of fast-talking salesman and aren't at all one bit shy about cutting you off. Better to be friendly, make small talk about them for a bit, put them at ease, then tell them how great your product is. Don't come on like a phony used car salesman. You have to either be first, best or cheapest or all three. If you're not overly ambitious, you can still make a respectable living selling something in your neck of the woods to your local people. It could be anything from fresh fish to vacuum cleaners. Every community needs a retailer who sells certain essential products. Sales is the best, worst, easiest, and toughest profession all at the same time. The world runs on products, so the salesperson is the master pin of the world economy. Every corporation needs front-end salespeople to sell their products. Some sell themselves, like the medical sales guy who goes around to hospitals and basically takes orders, but other markets are there for the taking, like computers and the internet, which are still in less than half of all homes in America. The salesperson is the wheeler dealer who gets everything from bananas to cars to within easy access of you with your money ready to spend it. His job is to make you want to buy his stuff. He works half on your emotions and half on your better judgment. He has to be a good people person, befriend his customers, show interest in them, then make his pitch or offer something so good there's no disputing it's a great deal. A good salesperson gets repeat business from his customers who refer their friends to him because he's a straight-up, honest guy offering a good product at a good price. If you're a shifty-eyed con artist, you won't be in business very long. People will reject you and you could even face civil or criminal charges for fraud if you try to sell shoddy products. Get what you want by helping people get what they want. Find your market, the people who are most likely to buy your product, then go and aggressively promote it in a non-threatening, gentle way. If it's a mainstream product geared for everybody, go wherever people are and sell, sell, sell. You must believe in your product almost as much as you believe in yourself or your God. Be knowledgeable about it. If you have an unhappy customer, try to solve his problem immediately, because unhappy customers love to bitch about asshole salespeople to their friends. If people are reluctant, have a business card or brochure and tell them you will call in a few weeks. You must have a good, gentle voice, wear nice clothes and come off like a good, happy, confident, religious person, not a sleazeball only interested in selling something, not interested in the person. Be ready for rejection. Save your money for times when sales are sluggish. Every day's a new day. Times change. What was a great business yesterday can be gone tomorrow for a number of reasons, like customer fickleness, competition, obsolescence, or people just get tired of it and want something else, so you have to change with the times to appease them all the time and constantly add variety to your product line. If you come onto someone and they're angry, they're not angry at you but angry about something in their personal lives. If you can hang on for a minute and be gentle, they might start opening up, tell you their problem, then soften up for the big sale. The customer is thinking about what use is this product to him, so while you're pushing it, always say something firmly, like you will put them down for one order to start. Are you ready to place an order? Do you want one? It's a good deal, what ya think, etc. People generally buy because they need something or need an excuse to buy it, like the TV is getting old, get this new high-definition one for a 4 times sharper picture. Ask potential customers questions to get them involved and paint verbal pictures of how wonderful your product is, like imagine yourself fishing on the lake on a beautiful day in this cool speedboat. Always be comfortable, like you're talking to an old friend. Don't push too much. Look them in the eyes gently. Make a few references about how religious you are. Wear a Christian cross on your lapel or as a necklace. After you make a sale, don't suddenly change. Stay friends and tell them you got a few more good products you might drop by within a month or so to show them. If you sell something big like a color TV, throw in a freebie like an extension cord or an extra remote control. If you miss a sale, stay cool, smile, give them your business card and exit cheerfully like a good person. Sales Essay 7. Don't get too cocky, vain, or overconfident. It turns everyone off. Just sell by showcasing the benefits of your product and asking for the order. Keep talking if you have to and repeat the good points as often as possible. If they're reluctant to buy, ask them why. Ask them what would it take to sell them the product, whether you should drop the price or throw in a freebie with the deal. When potential customers and real customers talk about anything, especially your product, like if it has a problem, listen. Admit the shortcomings and correct them with a little bonus on the side, like a freebie or a reduced price. Always let customers ventilate by listening to whatever they want to say, be it personal or business related. Once a customer has talked about personal stuff, he feels you're his friend, he's ready to do business. A good salesperson is good with the people in his company and his family. Be good with them so they will be on your side and help you. Travel, discipline, and money management are tough necessary aspects of salesmanship. Get organized. Stay balanced, don't burn out. If you start selling well, get help, hire the right people to expand your business. Always keep a proper focus in your life. Don't become distant from your family simply because you're on the treadmill of sales. Take time out to enjoy your life away from business. Act like a pro. Be a pro. Have respect for the profession of salesmanship. Your reputation is all you own. Keep your integrity. Present yourself as a positive person interested in helping people live better lives. Sales is all about the art of putting others at ease. Project yourself as a positive, inspired but modest person. You're there to serve. Keep yourself out of the limelight. Make the customer feel important. Don't pry into his personal life. Be innocuous. Keep the focus on the product. Everybody sells themselves in one way or another. The secret is your willingness and ability to do whatever it takes to get where you want to go. You have to enjoy what you're selling and always keep it relaxed and comfortable, i.e., avoid tension with the hard sell. The best lesson I got about what separates the really great business/sales people from everybody else, regardless of whether they're making tons of money or down in the dumps, is that the motivation doesn't change. It's an inner drive to create the best company and the best product/service in the world at whatever it is you do. It's like the artist who seeks to express his own unique particular brand of truth, beauty, and/or perfection, except that the means for the champion business person is the work he or she is. These intrinsic business types want to set up a team, get it organized and keep it going to make great products. This is what gives a lot of people their sense of identity, purpose, and meaning in life. Without it, they feel useless despite how much money they have. When they're into it, doing their thing, they're on their game, feeling inspired, productive and happy, using up their natural energy doing what they were meant to do whilst making an honorable contribution to society. The bottom line is that just about everybody rich out there made it by selling something, but there's no free lunch. You have to start at the bottom, find a good product, something unique or something you can package and market. If you work hard and get lucky, you will get rich like some people selling fitness equipment in the 80s when the trend hit and a few .coms with the internet gold rush. But as with every field, a lot of people lose out when they get on the bandwagon just before the bubble bursts. Learn to develop the attitude that adversity is an opportunity to achieve something tough and worthy. Get your ego out of the way, know what you have to do and do it without letting your emotions interfere. It's all about action versus thinking about it or feeling it too much. In business, it's nothing personal. It's just you and your ability to give the customer the best deal on the planet. You have to be assertive and enthusiastic. Most people will say no when you first approach them. You have to ignore it for a while to get your point across. If they're too hard-hearted, don't beat a dead horse. Give it an honest try, and if the guy still doesn't want it, leave. Nobody listens to anybody anymore, yet everybody likes to feel that somebody is interested in them. So if you listen, the person likes you, which drastically increases your chances for a sale. When you listen, the other guy tells you what's on his mind, so you simply turn it around, act like you can relate to him so well that you're reading his mind, and he will think you're pretty good for knowing what he wants. Don't let the cynics around your office get you down. Be as enthusiastic as you want. A lot of people you work with can be great friends but poor business people. Observe them. If they're tired, cynical old-timers, let them be, humor them, but don't let them alter the person you want to be. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You might feel comfortable in jeans and a t-shirt, but in the world of business, people expect you to present yourself as a professional, and if you don't, most won't take you seriously. You have to look the part of a professional business person and treat people accordingly. Tailor yourself to the vibe you get from the person you're dealing with, but never get too casual even if your prospect is casual. You have to show that you're very serious about your work. It's all about making sales. You can be sociable, friendly, inspiring, funny, and all-around good guy all you want, but the bottom line is sales, and never forget that. Your goal is not be liked nor be a psychologist. It's to sell product. You must have an unflinching belief in your products and believe that you can persuade just about anybody to buy them because they're that good and you're that good at making people buy your products by seducing them, not through the hard sell. To be good in sales, you must love the process and get emotionally involved with it such that it inspires you. Learn about your products and your customers. You have to be able to relate to them. A champion salesman looks for the people who need his products, finds them, then tells them how he can improve their lives. For some basic products, you can target just about anybody. For most, you target your search at the particular demographics who might be interested. I generally don't believe in the field they call psychology, #150-159 at the library, but I do believe everybody learns about judging others through experiences with different people in the world, so use your intuition to get a quick read on your prospective customers, then tailor your sales pitches to accommodate them. Learn body language and some slang so you can relate to all manner of people, but don't be phony about it. Dress professionally. It's always about helping the customer improve his life, not just selling him a widget. This is the attitude with which you treat him. Let him talk to you, then address his concerns. This builds emotional rapport. Make it a win-win situation. Don't think about the sale as much as helping him get what he wants. Know your product both technically and spiritually, how it feels running it. Don't be a walking encyclopedia of empty technical facts. Get your foot in the door. Do your presentation. Be direct about what your product is used for. Let it shine. Demonstrate it. Show it. A picture is worth 1,000 words. If you use visual aids through a slide projector, have a spare light bulb in case this one burns out. Be ready for any breakdown with anything. Don't beat around the bush. Help the customer see the wisdom of the product. Demonstrate it. Be friendly, then no matter what the outcome, sale or no sale, follow up in a few weeks with either a thank you note and an offer of new products or a second try at a sale. Develop a hobby in whatever it is you're selling. If it's computers, use them in your spare time. If it's skiing equipment, be a skier. Don't use the same memorized sales method with everyone. Size them up quickly, let them talk, feel them out. Feedback the vibe you get from them. Give them what you think they want. Leave your ego out of it. Let the customer always be right, even if it makes you mad. As long as you come off sympathetic, you've got a good chance of closing the sale. Don't make it look to them that they're going to be out X number of dollars. Whatever you offer for sale, make it so good that the customer will gladly pay you the money, because your products or services are gonna help him much more than that money is worth. Always offer a little deal. Artificially raise the price, then knock it back down during your sales pitch. People like to feel they're getting a deal. Give them a coupon which will inspire them to buy and make them think like they're saving money all at the same time. People love premiums, not more of the same of what you're selling and they're buying, but something different, a personal luxury item they would never buy for themselves. Look in catalogs. Figure out something nice that will make your customers feel appreciated and remember you. People are curious. They like alluring, cool, sharp, snazzy new things. Try to package your products with this feel of novelty, interest, and coolness, such that they're like a kid with a new toy and can't wait to try it out. The road to success is paved with failure. You make mistakes, you learn from them, you find out what works and what doesn't. This is why experience followed by an intelligent analysis of it is your greatest weapon to become a master blaster salesperson. By the same token, it's alright to listen to the old-timers in the biz teaching you the ropes, but don't take what they say too seriously. Be brave, dumb, and strong enough to do things the way you want without listening to anyone else too much. They can't walk your walk for you. What works for them might not work for you, so walk your own walk. All in all, most of the success in business comes in face-to-face contacts, not with the impersonal technical ways we correspond for much of our business these days. When you're closing the deal, be direct about it. If they want it, they know the game, so tell them the terms and have the contract ready for them to sign. Reassure them that they're getting a great deal. Simply go with your gut. If you feel you're presenting them with a good, honorable deal, don't question yourself. Go with it. If you feel like you're sucking some low-income guy out of his last dollar for a frivolous product you're selling, it's out of harmony with the spirit of life. It's wrong. Don't do it. It's bad karma. If sales go down, Repackage your product and or add another feature to it. Present it as a new, improved version, the result of heavy research. When you meet a new client, memorize their names. Try to be everybody's friend everywhere. It could help you someday. Some people selling expensive products keep little diaries on their good customers to refresh themselves when making contact. Get rid of negative people in your company. If you're arrogant and or phony, most people will pick up on it. Wine and dine good clients. If asked a question you don't want to answer, ask another question to offset it. Help people find solutions to their problems. Culture your ability to sell by thinking up all the negative reasons and scenarios the prospect might give you not to buy. Then one by one, figure out the best way to deal with them. If you get an objection, hear them out, answer the objection, then change gears without skipping a beat. Better still, beat them at their own objections by reading them and give them a counter response before they even ask a question. Have answers all ready to every possible objection or rejection. Have a smooth answer ready when the client says it's too expensive. Some people are chronic complainers, cheapskates, not materialistic, etc. Don't waste your time. Cut your losses and leave. Sales Essay 8. Find a product or set of products that currently only a few people are buying that someday almost everybody or at least your target demographic will be buying, but they don't know that yet. You're visionary enough to see it, so you get on the ground floor, stay tough in the first few lean years whilst aggressively marketing. Then when it goes massively mainstream, you're already in place to clean up. It happened with fitness products and computers in the 1980s, cell phones, piercings, skateboards, grunge and the internet in the 90s. It mostly happens in tech products, although trendy fads hit now and then like snowboards and skateboards. If you own a company that's manufacturing some product you feel belongs in every middle-class household in the world, it will take some marketing before it catches on. Despite the old cliché about building a better product and people will come to you, in today's world, it's not really true, because people first have to find out your product exists, and secondly, you have to convince them to change their ways to adapt your product into their lifestyle. The ways to do this are basic. You have to get the word out that you've got these snazzy new products that will help, inspire, or amuse people somehow. The product has to be good so people who use it like it and talk about. Use testimonials in your advertising and publicity. These early users have to be your unwitting sales force by liking your product so much they go around and tell everybody how great and cool it is. If your product has problems or bugs, try not to release it until you iron them out, but if you discover bugs along the way, just tell the public that it's a good product and you're always making it better. You have to go from the point of where the tech groupies are using it to get the mainstream to use it, and you do that by being as simple and user-friendly as possible. Your advertising has to appeal to the simplicity of use and usefulness of the product. Find the target market that's most likely to buy your product, bomb them with advertising so that they buy, then talk about it to their friends so that soon everybody is buying. For tech products, your average buyer will be a 25 to 58-year-old middle to upper class, college-educated white guy. For most other things, you have to find your target market and bomb them with ads and publicity. Write up a little vision that you put on all your packaging and all over the media, something like, if you're a computer user not happy with the slow speed and necessary learning instructions of Windows technology, try our new orange PCs that give you everything you want in a direct, simple, straight path with one click of a mouse, unlike the other guys where you have to wait 5 minutes for it to boot up, then go through a process of hoops to get to where you want. You're offering the customer a solution to what is now a problem. You have to offer some incentive for the consumer to buy. When record players were being phased out in favor of CDs, some places offered you 50% off if you brought your old record player in to buy a new CD player. Many of these outfits didn't care about making a profit on the CD player, they knew they would make money on the software, the new CDs themselves. That's another thing, if you're selling a new product, control the software because that's where the money is, and if you don't, you will end up like Sony did with the Beta VCR. VHS licensed their format to any commercial company who wanted to put a movie on their tapes. Beta didn't, so there was less variety in beta videos, so people bought VHS and beta eventually folded. Have great customer support and service. If you get going good, you create different sub-products for your product, like the economy model, the high-end version, the deluxe model, the technologically advanced model, or the woman's model, etc. There are color TVs and VCRs sold at all different price levels to appeal to different people. If you finally develop a toehold selling your product, you create a second related product, like PCs to laptops to palm handheld devices, car radios to car stereos, VCRs to DVD players, etc. Create your own competition. Create a different brand name and sell a similar product for cheaper or more expensive with a different feature, like bigger, faster, smaller, etc. This way you establish your original brand name as a leader and the second brand name as an economical alternative. Sell to your target market through direct sales techniques, the sales letter to targeting mailing lists. Sell by retail and internet and try to get partners, either retailers or salespeople, to sell your product in their milo of operations. If you need an investor, try to get a big boy to partner with you, then help with the distribution like a Sony or a Walmart. It's better to sell 1 million widgets at $100 each than only 500,000 at $150, provided you're making a profit, because once you got your first time buyers, you got them for the software, accessories, and repeat sales for bigger, better widgets. Sales Essay 9. Be a team player. Selling involves culturing relationships with manufacturers, distributors, retailers, customers, and employees, then going to trade fairs and industry conventions to network. Don't just go to business-related events, go where people go, particularly if you're selling a mainstream product. Get a booth at local fairs, state fairs, big flea markets, etc. Research what the government offers new small business start UPS and use it. If you're an inventor, shop around for investors/venture capital. Demonstrate your product in an entertaining way so people can see it work. Does this either live in person, on TV, on the internet, on video, or in illustrations on paper? The biggest key to success is the product you're selling. You can either come up with your own, make up a revision of an existing one, find unique ones in other countries, get licenses to be the sole distributor here, or use ordinary products that are perhaps cheap, better in some way, or hard to find. Be a people person. Find an opportunity and go with it. Either manufacture it yourself or get a manufacturer to make it for you. Either team up with him or pay him an upfront fee. You have to come up with a prototype. There are several ways to do this. Generally you can create it through computer-aided design/CAD, build it yourself, or get some help, either vocational students or professional help. You have to decide if you want to bother with the patent process, usp2.gov, and always try to make it better. A name is everything. It needs a good, snappy name like Whammo, Frisbee, Slinky, or Hula Hoop. Packaging is everything. You need a bright, good-looking, sparkly package. Don't be afraid to give free samples away, or at least cheap ones, to extrovert kids who will play with them around other kids who will see it. When at trade shows, demonstrations are everything. Check out the other booths. Learn from them. Always keep costs down. If you're doing well, hire people to take some of the heat off you. Keep trying to improve your product and find new markets to pitch it to. Chances are you will have to start alone and small, but if you have some success, distributors will be interested in the product. Try to get momentum going. Don't charge too much. It's better to make a buck off 10 people than $10 from one. The cheaper the product, generally the more quantity you will sell. People will part with up to $25 for a cheap thrill. Decide what your target group is and go after them. Give good customer service and support. Develop a good brand name of products like Black & Decker tools. The customer is always right. Focus on pleasing him or her. Always look for ways to find new accounts. Cold calling works if you develop a rapport with the customer, pretend you're his buddy in a sociable kinda way and try to get him involved with your product by asking him what his problems are and offer solutions. Be a good listener. The more you let a customer talk, the more he's starting to like you. If you don't sell to Joe X today, follow up in a few days or a week. Networking and referrals are everything in sales. Treat one guy right and he will tell 10 buddies about you when they need the product you sell. You have to be a nice guy, be professional and dedicated and stand out as a cool, sharp kinda happening guy in general. Enthusiasm and inspiration are everything. Be flexible. Act humble. Always communicate at the customer's comfort level. Plant seeds every day by being out there meeting people. Be a liberal, progressive, liberally educated person curious about the life in general. Let go of your fear, have the right attitude and constantly work on your sales technique. Sales is all about integrity, not fast talking. If the customer sees you as a likable person, you act like you like him, are out for his best interests and can solve his problems, you've got a sale. Put yourself in his shoes and try to please him. The product is important, but the focus has to be how you can solve this customer's problems with it. Focus on the customer and pleasing him, and that's it. Don't try to scare the customer. Try not to use the soft sell, leaving him some info and him telling you he will call because he will never call. Tell him you will call him. You have to act like you believe in what you're doing and make your pitch that it will improve his life. Always be positive. Know your product and your customers. An attitude of enthusiasm is your key to finding new customers. There's no one right way to find new customers except to hustle any way you can. Steal any ideas you can from your competition. Use business associations, national trade associations, other groups, alumni, trade shows, research the internet, books, check the news for opportunities, do seminars, use the media, offer free education, set up a website, offer a free email newsletter or paper newsletter for large ticket items, etc. Instead of pitching your product too quickly, try to develop a rapport first, get his trust, ask him what he's into, ask him what problem he needs solved, offer solutions, soothe him when he backs off, keep at it as a helper until you make the sale. Some small talk is good. After small talk, they don't want to reject you. Think love, like you're falling in love with this customer until you make the sale. Adapt to the buyer. Use technology in any way that might help you. Build interest in your products. Most of your cold calling will fail, but keep going. One sale will make up for 20 rejections. Have your script and sales pitch down before you go out and sell. Wine and dine your clients for big contracts. A lunch at a strip bar could loosen the client up enough to buy that product, because a lot of men won't go to a strip bar alone but will if somebody drags them there in the middle of the day as part of a business luncheon. Don't use the hard sell, i.e., talk too much, talk too fast, be too nervous, too in your face, too callous to the customer, ignorant about your products, feel uncomfortable about sales, come on too strong too quick for a big purchase, get arrogant or complacent, get flustered when rejected, try too hard in general, like letting them see you sweat, and keep following up regardless of all their rejections. Stay stable. Sales is a roller coaster ride. If you feel you're burning out, back off for a while. Move into another product line if you think that will help.